Back again. Guess who's back? Tell all friends. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. It's a little bit windy right now. I got to talk about the Minnesota Vikings for a few minutes. And this is a topic that, we need to really think about. You know what I mean? The question of the day, right? And I understand we only have a few first-round picks, a few picks in the 2025 NFL Draft. But this is a question that I want to ask all the Minnesota Viking fans, right? So, we all love J.J. McCarthy. We think he's going to be a great quarterback. We believe that he will be a great quarterback. We believe he has that it factor. Every level that he played football in, he won. In high school, he won. In college, he won. But my question is, should the Minnesota Vikings draft another quarterback in the 2025 NFL Draft? And I'm not, obviously, I couldn't fit the whole, this is not clickbait. I really mean that question, but I couldn't fit the whole title I couldn't fit all the words in the title. And I'm not talking about the first round. I'm not talking about the second round. I'm not talking about the third round. We don't have a second round, but I'm talking about a later pick. For instance, maybe our 6th round pick, 187th overall. We're not, I think we should, man. I think we should strongly consider it because I hate to use this team as an example. Sorry about the win, y'all. Sorry about the win. I hate to use this team as an example, right? But the Eagles, when they lost Carson Wentz that season in 2017, he was having an outstanding season, and he could have won MVP. And they got hurt. He got hurt, and all the Eagle fans was like, "Oh, we're done." And then here comes Nick Foles. Nick Foles wasn't playing the best until he got to the playoffs, and he absolutely did his thing. And that's how they got their first dang on Super Bowl, because of their backup quarterback. And I'm not saying J.J. McCarthy's going to get hurt, but the backup quarterback is such an important part of every team because you just never know. And I want some quarterback competition. I don't want it to just be, a dude, like, no disrespect to Brett Rippin or Ripien. I think it's Rippin. I think his last name is Rippin. No disrespect to him, but come on, bro. He's not going to challenge. Good morning, brother, man. Good morning, Daniel. Shout out to you, bro. No disrespect to Brett, but he's not going to challenge J.J. McCarthy. Like, I'm going to give you a couple of options, right? Because I'm, like, doing some research on some of the later round backup quarterbacks potentially, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, there's one specific quarterback, and this is just if they fall to the 6th round. If they fall to the 6th round, I think we should definitely take a chance and draft another quarterback. You know what I mean? We pretty much had the best offseason of all time. We covered up all the glaring needs. If we have to use our 6th round on a quarterback, I wouldn't mind using a 6th round pick on a quarterback. 187 to be exact. But the backup quarterback to J.J. McCarthy, this is my honest opinion, if he drops, and this is a personal thing with me when it comes to this specific quarterback, his name is Will Howard. I believe his name is Will Howard from Ohio State. Now, Will Howard, he's an older prospect. He's 23 years old. He threw for 4,000, 10 yards, had 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. But the thing about, and good morning again to everybody that's in the building. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But Will Howard from Ohio State, the reason why I say it's personal, right, is because of Will Howard he's really close to me, right? Like when it comes to where he lives, where he's from. He's from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. I'm from the area, bro. I'm like right down the street from him, bro. He's from Pennsylvania. What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. Consider subscribing. We cover the Minnesota Vikings on this channel, and we will be going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game this season. Even if you're not a Viking fan, if you're vibing with me, because I always like to talk trash to all the Bear fans, all the Lion fans, Eagle fans, any fan base. I will be going live. So if we go against your team, get in the chat, talk that talk, and let's have fun. That's how I look at it. Because I look at sports is supposed to bring everybody together, regardless of what fan base you're from. You know what I mean? Even if you're a Cowboys fan, I'm welcome. Everybody's welcome. But right now, the topic of this video is, should the Minnesota Vikings draft a quarterback in the 2025 NFL draft? And we all know that we love J.J. McCarthy. This is not me. Shout out to you. I'm vibing. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to everybody. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Yeah, so we all love J.J. McCarthy, but at the end of the day, I feel like the backup quarterback position is such a big part of teams to win. Like, because you never know injuries could happen. And I always think about what happened with the Eagles. The Eagles won a Super Bowl. Yeah, you can sub, bro. You can sub. JJ is trash. You think JJ's trash? I don't. We're gonna have to agree to disagree with that. We'll see what he does this season. He's not a rookie, but he did get hurt last season, and he didn't get to play any regular season games. And Sam Darnold was a big part of us winning 14 games last season. But I'm not gonna say he's trash. But shout out to everybody. But make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. But yeah, when I think about the Eagles, when the Eagles won their first Super Bowl in their franchise history, when Carson Wentz was having a great season and he could have won MVP, Carson Wentz went down and all the Eagle fans were like, oh, we don't have a chance. Nick Foles was the backup. Do y'all remember that year? Nick Foles was the backup and he did the dang on thing. So, yeah, I'm just saying, man, Nick Foles was amazing. And that's why I want to have a good backup. And if it is Joe Flacco, so be it. But I want a young backup too, man. Someone that could have some competition. JJ McCarthy, it's your job, but you got to do your thing, bro. And I want Will Howard from Ohio State. The man he's 23 years old, so he's a little bit of an older prospect. He's 6'4", 235 pounds, and he threw for 4,010 yards. His QBR is 89.6. I would not mind. Yeah, you can subscribe, bro. You can subscribe. Shout out to you. We cover the Minnesota Vikings. We cover and we're going to be doing card reveals as well. I'm going to get like packs of single cards and I'm going to open them up live. I'm going to do it live and I'm going to see what we get. Hopefully we get some rare cards. But that's one of the prospects that I wouldn't mind getting is Will Howard. Another one, and I don't think he's going to drop to the 6th round because that's the round that I'm drafting a quarterback if we wanted to, is Jackson Dart. What's he from? What school is he from? Ole Miss. Yeah, so Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. He's 21 years old. Threw for 4,279 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He's 6'3", got the height. You know what I mean? Going to a wedding. Oh, congrats. Okay. Well, enjoy your time going to the wedding. And as always, God bless, and hopefully everything is well at the wedding. You know what I mean? I know the weddings be having some good food, so eat well, you know. But, so we got that bull, Jackson Dart, and then we got Cam Miller. He's 23 years old. He threw for 3,251 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. He's from North Dakota. He's 6'2", 6'1", 212 pounds. So I like him. And what's another? And those are the top ones that I can think off the top of my head when it comes to like quarterbacks that could be a potential backup for J.J. McCarthy. And listen, we can't be scared to have competition in the quarterback room. Not to say that, like, you just never know, man. Not that I want someone to take J.J. McCarthy's job. That's not at all. No problem, brother, man. That's not what I want. I just want someone that he can be our backup, like, just in case. And you just, like I said, you just never know how the NFL season is going to be. And you don't want to just be in a tough spot. Like, say, for instance, right? Joe Flacco's our backup for this year. Say he's our backup for this year. What about the following years? You know what I mean? If J.J. McCarthy, right, I would love to have this, our first-string quarterback and our second-string quarterback just with us until, you know what I mean, for a good little minute. Maybe a good 4, 5, 10 years, depending on how long J.J. McCarthy is the starting quarterback. Like, I just want to make sure we have that backup. Joe Flacco, he's about, 40 years old. He's not going to be able to play that much longer. So I'm just thinking of it in that way. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to replace J.J. McCarthy, because that's the last thing I'm trying to do. J.J. McCarthy, I really have a lot of love for J.J. McCarthy, and Minnesota Viking fans, including myself, because I'm a Minnesota Viking fan, we got a lot of love for J.J. McCarthy, but we have to make sure we cover everything, man, and that's including our backup quarterback. We don't want to play around. You know what I mean? We don't want to play around with that position. That's such an important position that we need to make sure we take care of, because like I said earlier in this live, I'm not depending on Brett Rippon. There's no way. There's no way. So my favorite, if we was going to draft another quarterback, it would have to be in the late rounds, and it would have to be my guy Will Howard from Downeytown, Pennsylvania. You know the vibes, man. But shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Truly appreciate y'all. How do y'all feel about that? Should the Minnesota Vikings draft a quarterback in the later rounds? And should we do that? We got a 5th round pick. We have a 6th round pick. I say in the 6th round pick, if Will is there, I say go that. His pro day was bad. You said Will Howard, his pro day was bad? No interest. And Quinn Ewers, yeah, I wouldn't mind him. I would not mind him from Penn State, right? Yeah, I would love him. Yo, I just named a few that I personally was like looking at. So I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind having him as a backup. I just want a young backup. I don't want, I love Joe Flacco. He could be the good mentorship for J.J. McCarthy if we happen to sign him after, from Texas, okay. We could sign him, after the draft, because I think we're trying to wait until the comp picks, because we want to make sure we get a comp pick for Daniel Jones, because he left us. So we wait until after the NFL draft. So, but after this year, Joe Flacco can't be our backup for 10 plus years, because that's what we're trying to do, right? I feel like J.J. McCarthy is a 10 plus year starting quarterback. That's what we hoping, right? So I want to have a backup, and I don't want just an older backup. Maybe for this year to mentor him, teach him how to win in the NFL at the highest level. But after that, man, I want to have some competition, bro. Not really competition where he's going to take his job, but push him. Push J.J. McCarthy to the point where, we got this backup behind you. He's young. He has a live arm, and he has potential. So make sure you're doing your thing. And there's nothing wrong with having competition, bro. There's nothing wrong with having competition in the quarterback room. You got to have it. And I'm pretty sure J.J. McCarthy ain't thinking about anybody taking his job. I think he will go at it with Aaron Rodgers. I think he will go if Aaron Rodgers was to come in, and he's not coming in. We're not even worrying about Aaron Rodgers, but I'm just saying, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to come in here and just, I got the job. J.J. McCarthy's going to make his point, and he's going to say, guess what? I'm still here, and I'm battling you for that starting job. I don't care what your resume is, and that's why I like J.J. McCarthy. But shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game, and even if you're not a Minnesota Viking fan, and you're a Cowboys fan or Eagles fan or Steelers fan or Packers fan or whatever fan that you cheer, or whatever team you cheer for, if we go against y'all, I hope to see you in the live stream, because I'm going to be talking my trash, and I'm telling y'all right now, any team that we go against, we beating the brakes off of. Straight up. Any team we go against, we beating the brakes off. It don't matter who it is, it's going down. But yeah, I would like to get Quinn Ewers. I wouldn't mind. But the pro days don't tell everything though, bro. I look at it like just like what they said about Stroud. They try to say Stroud. What they say about Stroud? He took that test, I guess, for his what's that test that you take when you're a quarterback, and he did so bad. Now look, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's in the AFC in the hardest conference. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. So I just say look at the film most of the time. The film can lie sometimes, depending on the offense and the coaching and the team around them. But I say look at the film and we'll see what happens, man. We'll definitely see what happens. But I'm looking forward to this 2025 NFL draft. And I will be live for the 2025 NFL draft. And I'm going back and forth when it comes to what we're going to do in the draft. I'm talking about like first round. Because what's the picks we got? What picks do we have? We have, hold on. Let me just hit it. So we got first round, 24th overall. We have a third round pick, 97th overall. We have a fifth round pick, 139 overall. And we have a sixth round pick, 187 overall. So, we don't got that many picks, man. But I feel like for the first round, I'm going best player available, man. Listen, bro. I don't care what position it is besides quarterback. I'm going best player available. If it's a pass rusher, I'm going that route. Defensive tackle, I'm going that route. Safety, I'm going that route. Offensive lineman, I'm going that route. Corner, I'm going that route. It don't matter what position group. Whatever player, whoever's the best available at 24, if we stick and pick, I'm going that route. But if there's nobody that you really love that falls to 24, the Vikings will be smart to trade back. But I would still like to stay in the first round, though. I would still like to stay in the first round, and I don't want to trade back with a division rival. So we could trade back. We can't trade back with a division rival, and we have to also, whatchamacallit? Yeah, trade back, get some more picks, but do not trade with a division rival. But shout out to everybody in the building, man. Hopefully y'all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Just had to give you my thoughts about what's going on, right? What's on my mind. I feel like the Minnesota Vikings should draft a quarterback, but in the later rounds. Not in the first round, not in the third round, not in the fifth round, but in the sixth round. And we'll see what happens, man. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. And as always, God bless. Peace. Sorry about the wind.